Maybe we should do at the beginning.
Action.
Action.
Corazón. Tú me pides a corazón.
Get it.
All right. What's up?
Hi guys. Welcome to our channel. Yay!
Yeah.
I am April, but Joe calls me Sunny.
And I'm Bubs, and April calls me.
No, you're Joe, and I call you.
I am Joe, and April calls me Bubs.
Okay, so the first question, how did we get here? So we actually came to Tulum, Mexico, which is in Quintana Roo, in October of 2020. And it was also Joe's friend's wedding, destination wedding.
Shout out to Rich.
Exactly. Weekend, so it was like the perfect opportunity for us to vacation for my birthday and to celebrate Richard and Danielle's wedding. So we went to ruins. We hit a bunch of restaurants that were divine. We also went to Casamalca, which is the former home of Pablo Escobar, right, Ben?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And we were at the beach. We did some snorkeling. And all of these things are vacation things. We also had a really funny story that I will tell you about later.
With the bikes!
It involves a bike and my scooter and a store and me running into the store. But we'll get back to that later. But we had no idea that this was Mexico. We had no idea what Mexico had to offer. And I believe because we stayed in the Airbnb, we stayed in a local area, we really were able to immerse ourselves in what Tulum at least had to offer. And from what we experienced, it felt really great for us. And it wasn't just the fun, you guys. I'm trying to really let you know that it was more than that. So we decided, or we went back to Chicago. We went back to the States. We had it in the back of our minds. Like, hey, we might just do this. We might leave.
She asked me, she said, okay, so what would be your top 3 reasons for not making the move? And I actually, in real time, without really giving it too much thought, I'm like, okay, well, we got my job, and the kind of complications with moving out the country with that. I was working remotely, so at the time, which we can work that out. Number 2, kind of have my family and friends, just that comfort, being used to access to people and people being right there as you kind of need. And lastly was kind of my artwork, figuring out how to be able to move that around. But after I got beyond those 3 reasons, everything else seemed to be more so fear related, or just being afraid of the unknown. And I knew in that moment that those fear wasn't going to be enough reasoning for me not to make a decision. So we were able to kind of work through that just in communication. And I mean, we have a pretty good open relationship with being able to talk through a lot of those things. It's really the cornerstone of how we're able to kind of do this. But
and so the same questions that I asked Joe, or the same question I asked Joe, I had to ask myself the same thing. I was teaching remotely. I teach in public schools, in Chicago public schools. So I was doing that remote. Luckily, I was doing that. But I was also starting my own fitness business and teaching my fitness classes online as well. So it made it very easy for me to transition to another country because everything that I was doing was remote. I did have some gigs, dance gigs lined up, but all of that was canceled because of COVID. And so there was this pivotal moment of okay, well, dance isn't really happening, and I'm teaching and I'm enjoying this, and I'm also starting to build my new business, so I can do that from literally anywhere. The only thing that was standing in my way was that I had my apartment. And so
What you do? Tell the people what you did with your apartment.
okay, are we gonna tell the truth or we're gonna lie? So went down to the leasing agent and I let them know that I was furloughed from my jobs, and that was the truth. However, the intention behind it was really to be able to leave the country. And fortunately, my building was very, very kind. Shouts out to them. We definitely decided that we were going to make a life change. And when you're trying to do things that you really feel deep down inside, we're both exercising the ability and the trust of stepping out on that and stepping out on the things that we really deep down believe. So
listen, man, the way I say, she did what she has to do. Got out of that lease, didn't pay no extra fees, didn't pay no extra fines for breaking the lease, and so
shouts out,
major win.
I miss it.
You know what I'm saying? You take some notes and understand how to finesse the system a little bit.
Internet connection.
And a Wi-Fi connection.
And a T-Mobile and a Sprint.
Yo, so straight up, okay, that's a whole nother tangent, but my personal opinion is that I think that Wi-Fi technology really should have been the greater equalizer of being able to give people greater options with the things and accessibilities that you're able to do with that type of a connection. And so now it's about leveraging that technology, and that is the undertone of how we're able to continue to operate our businesses. We did end up coming across Playa del Carmen, which is just 45 minutes up the road from Tulum. And we never had been to Playa del Carmen, but we did enough extensive research to kind of find that it turned out to be a little bit more of a livable city. The pricing for a lot of the short-term rentals were a little bit more reasonable, and accessibility to like grocery stores and whatever else seemed to be there as well too. So it just seemed to be a better play. And so after doing a little bit more homework, we were able to find some short-term stay deals. And
now we're giving you the real tea, the real behind the scenes of what happened to get us here. But I got kicked off of Airbnb, you guys, because I messaged every owner to see if they would give us a really good deal, because we would be here for a long period of time, right? So we need to be comfortable, we need to be able to work, and we want to enjoy where we're staying. So I messaged a bunch of owners and struck up conversations, and we ended up finding a absolutely beautiful spot in Playa del Carmen. We had no idea what Playa del Carmen was, but we just knew we were going there, and based off of the photos of this particular building and this penthouse, this home that we were going to stay in, we decided to pack everything, like literally everything up, and move to Mexico. So it wound up being a godsend, and that's
Absolutely.
what I tell you. Like, I like to incorporate my spirituality into my decision making, and when I tell you guys it was a godsend, it was the perfect place that we needed to end up. Yeah. But we'll get back to that. Yes.
Yeah, no, definitely look out for more information on that, because as Sunny said, being in Playa for 6 months, we couldn't have had a better situation. So, but we'll definitely make sure to go ahead and cover that in some of the topics and videos ahead. While we're on the topic, though, please make sure to subscribe, like, share, this video. But just to be able to exist is a privilege and a liberty that I didn't know that I could be able to have. Now, as a disclaimer, we're not going to say that everything's just like all good, all the time. There's a lot of things that we definitely need to figure out and are continuing to educate ourselves and to learn about. But I will say being here has really put us in a position to lead with a lot of humility, and to really humble ourselves as we're going about learning about Mexican culture, learning about the people of this region, learning about the traditions and practices, the language, and even our own lineage and our own African diaspora, you know, and understanding that it's a much bigger world than the world that we have existed in before.
Listen. The bottom line is this. Living in America as Black Americans hasn't always been absolutely positively amazing. We've dealt personally with a lot of trauma, so have our parents and our grandparents and our grandparents before that. We are not here to spread hatred towards anybody or to say that being American does not come with a lot of privileges. We witnessed a lot of shootings, a lot of police shootings, a lot of brutality, and a lot of protests, and a lot of just unease and dis-ease within our community. And so as two people that are proud to be black Americans, we needed a break from that. You know, with a pandemic raging, with jobs on the line, with people losing their lives from this disease, from this virus, dealing with a presidential mess. At the end of the day, we wanted to see what it was like to live somewhere and just exist as human beings. And
at the end of the day, we have to go with feeling.
Absolutely.
And you know, the feeling that we have is a feeling that promotes peace, and peace of our own mind and a tranquil space. And so as long as, you know, that feeling is in line, we're continuing to stay down this path. I will ask you all, please, and actually, you know, our cousins. So shout out to all of our cousins out there, and that goes for you too. You know, even if we never have met, you're our cousin too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna encourage all of our cousins to leave us some questions and topics in the comments below. You know, if there's anything that is a pressing question for you, if you're the type of person that has kind of been on the edge of, you know, considering, you know, taking off for this next winter, you know, and you kind of want to know what that process has been like, you know, feel free to go ahead and ask us in the comments. Maybe we'll make a whole video about it, you know, give us, you know, some more things to be able to talk with. But we really look forward to engaging with you all, and you know, until next time, I mean, you know, peace and love, but, you know, take care of yourselves, happy and healthy, you know, and we out.